Welcome to SUTV Live. We're here in our Bramall Lane studio as Sheffield United host Stoke City. The FA Cup last weekend served up a 2-0 win against Millwall, but it's back to the league as the Blades look to improve on that last gasp draw against QPR. In today's show, we'll relive that late equaliser and last weekend's third-round FA Cup win, provide you with all the team news, hear Paul Heckingbottom's thoughts on Stoke City, and in an SUTV live exclusive, Enda Stevens talks about his 200th Sheffield United appearance. Kickoff is just under an hour away, and for all the match pass information and broadcasting regulations for today's game, go to the website sufc.co.uk. Well, good afternoon, and thank you very much for joining us as we build up to today's match, just under an hour away, Sheffield United against Stoke City here at Bramall Lane. And with me this afternoon, I'm delighted to be joined by a striker, I better get this statistic right, who scored 10 times for Stoke, today's opponents, but more importantly, 24 times for Blades, striker Carl Asaba, and also one of our current Sheffield United defenders, Jack O'Connell. Carl, we go into this and hoping that this fantastic run's going to continue.
Yeah, I think we're all excited to see him. Such a great squad of players, and you know the performances have been top notch.
Jack, I'll ask you about the run and what the feeling is in the dressing room in just a moment, but I've just got to get this one out of the way straight away. You've had this injury now for a couple of years. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like I said before, I'm progressing well. I'm closer to the grass than I was yesterday, which is important for me. It's about taking it slow. I know it's been a long time out, but I can't rush it. So, yeah, just keep progressing every day.
What's the mood like in the dressing room among the lads with this run, which is continuing now? I mean, the overall run is terrific. Is it one defeat since the middle of October? It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And the lads just take every game as it comes. I know it sounds cliche, but they really do. I think the biggest game of the season is Stoke today, and then it'll be on to the next game. And it's just about picking up 3 points at this stage of the season. And
the big buffer now between United and the chasing group. I mean, the further it goes, we're now well into January, the further it goes, that's great.
100%, yeah, but like I said, it's still a long way to go, and I think the lads will just be looking at just chalking the games off and getting the 3 points.
Carl, Stoke's form coming into this ain't great, so, you know, I mean, if you were involved in this, you'd be surely looking at this and thinking, hey, this is a three-pointer, boys.
I don't know, I think me and Jack were speaking earlier that Alex Neil, he has always put out good performances. He sets his team up very difficult for us to play against, and the best performance of an away team so far this season came from Sunderland. You know, when he was manager there, they gave us a runaround until they lost a player. So I don't think anyone will be thinking it's a straightforward 3 points, because they know Stoke are a very good team, very good manager, and it's going to be a tough match.
And of course, we like to think of Bramall Lane being a bit of a fortress, somewhere where we love to see our football and where the players would love to play, but it has sort of the reverse effect on teams coming here. For any team coming here, this is a big fixture, isn't it?
Of course, and we're up the top. We've got the target on our back. Everyone's talking about us as automatic promotion certainties now, so Stoke players will be riled up, wanting to pull us down a few pegs. So it's a tough game. It's a big ground. There's going to be a big ground, big occasion, great atmosphere. So Stoke will be wanting to show what they're about.
I bet there's not too much talk of promotion certainties in the dressing room, though, is it?
No, listen, honestly, no one's spoken about it. It's literally just about taking it game by game. And like Carl said, we've come up against Alex Neil's teams before, and they pose a threat. You just never know what formation he's going to play, what players he's going to play, and I'm sure today will be a tough test.
Well, first thing we should do, with the time ticking on, is take the Sheffield United team news and take a look at today's lineup. And 4 changes here. Bogle in for Baldock, Robinson for Clark, Lowe in for Stevens, and McAtee in for Doyle. Any thoughts on that one, Carl?
I love Lowe and Bogle. You know, if I had to put a Blades team out that's going to score 5 goals or more to win a game, those two would be in it. You know, I just think they're great attacking options, and they do, you know, they give Norwood so many additional options with their runs, and they cause problems. Looks really strong. I'm really happy with the team. Yeah, good, strong team.
We seem to have had some savage luck with injuries, though. I mean, with Baldock and Stevens having to drop out, we've not been told exactly what the nature of the setback is. But I mean, the bad luck continues.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate, you know, and there was just getting back to his rhythm, I suppose, after a long time out, and he's got injured again. He's had no luck. But George as well, I feel sorry for George. I think he's been one of the most consistent players this season, and he's picked up a niggle, and you know we'll be without him today. But I think that's why we've got such a strong squad, and you've got Bogues and Lowy will come in and do a great job.
We'll take a look at the expected formation for the match this afternoon. Talk us through this one, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, Lowy and Bogues will obviously get forward. Ollie Norwood will dictate like he always does, especially at Bramall Lane. You'll see him pinging the ball left to right, and obviously Illy with the magic, and hopefully he can produce again. A 200th appearance for Ollie Norwood.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, I think he's such a wonderful player, and for me, having Lowe and Bogle making the runs, you know, Borders has been incredible this season. I just think their foot map, where you see Lowe, and they're just so advanced, and it does give Norwood with his passing powers other options. Earlier in the year, when we were covering matches, we talked then about the strength of the squad, and when you say that back in September, October, and everybody's fresh and raring to go, you kind of think, well, how important is it really? But when you see the injuries that we've had to cope with, and how Hecky's had to just rotate the squad and keep the shape with a whole load of different players, you start to realise just how important that squad is. Yeah, there's other teams in the division who couldn't cope with what we've gone through. You know, a testament to the squad that's been amassed here. You know, the board and the owners, they're paying the money for in depth. You know, you've got top level players all through the squad. But as I was speaking with Jack, I've never known injuries like what's gone on in the last 18 months. The players are pulling soft tissue injuries, and it's a real worry. That's the only thing for me that could hamper our promotion charges, the number of injuries, because I feel the management and the players prepare themselves for each match so well. You know, that no one's taking anything for granted. It's just the injuries that are getting in the way. And thank goodness that little bit of a cushion. We heard that Blackburn were having a bit of trouble at Rotherham this lunchtime, 2 down last I heard. And that, for Sheffield United's perspective, good news. Yeah, it is, but I think we've been there in the past where you start looking at other teams and stuff like that. I think we just need to focus on ourselves, take care of business today, and you know, move on to the next game. Well, a very important player, of course, in any team is the goalkeeper, Wes Fodringham, who's had a little bit of an illness problem this week, but he's here nevertheless today celebrating his 32nd birthday. And when we spoke to him when he arrived at the stadium, we suggested that keeping a clean sheet and getting a win as well would be the ideal start to his new year.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is the 3 points. But yeah, a little bit extra special if we can get it on my birthday. What's the mood in the camp like going into this one? Positive. It's been positive all season. We're very clear on what we want to do this year, and yeah, just maintain what we've been doing. Nice to get a break from the league and get a win against Millwall, but I'd imagine the full focus now is on maintaining that gap inside the top 2. Yeah, I think it's important that we won that game. Sometimes I think there's a tendency to overlook the cups, but I think it's important for momentum as well. Especially for other boys to get minutes, especially with our squad size. But yeah, it's important to get the 3 points today, and like I say, keep moving towards our goals. What can we expect from Stoke City this afternoon, do you think? We've had difficult games against them all the time. They always give us a game and they'll be right up for it. I'm sure they'll be looking to come to our patch and impose themselves, and it's up to us to make sure that we can get the 3 points today. It changes again, that just goes to show the depth of the squad that United have at the moment, doesn't it? It does. We've got a lot of quality, a lot of good players that miss out on the squad, let alone the bench. So, yeah, it's just up to the boys when they get the opportunity to perform.
The news from Rotherham continues to get better and better from a Sheffield United perspective. Rotherham, of course, the only team in those 12 matches to have beaten Sheffield United since the middle of October, while they're leading Blackburn now 3-0, which from a United perspective really is a little bit of terrific news. Well, let's take a look back on the last couple of times that United have been in action now. They started the year with a draw against Queen's Park Rangers, and then followed it up by progressing into the 4th round of the FA Cup with that win against Millwall at the New Den.
United kicking off in their traditional strip of red and white. That's the cross away, a deeper one this time. Sharp gets his head to it, Ndiaye lays it off, and there's ball lock. Ndiaye was about to set himself. Still alive for United here. Chair for QPR, it's opened up for him, deflection! Crucial deflection it was, because it's taken it past Wes Foderingham. I think it deflected off John Egan. But Ilias Chair, he won't care. His strike has given Queen's Park Rangers the lead. What can United do here? Ndiaye lays it back on for Sharp. Chance for United, saved by Ndiaye. Just opened up nicely there as the Blades front two combined. Norwood from a long way out. Back down, the referee plays a good advantage. Berge for United, edge of the box. Space here for George Baldock. One touch. Thought he might have shot there, you know, George Baldock. Comes back for Ahmedhodzic, and now Stevens! QPR get the second half underway. Now United go down the middle looking for Sharp, and Sharp's timed his run to perfection, and Sharp's finish hits the roof of the net. Blocked by Ndiaye. Now a chance for a counter here for United. He's got McAtee with him. Ndiaye going himself. Mazer on for Iliman. Ndiaye, real chance for United, and that last touch just gave the advantage to Ndiaye. Last chance saloon. In from Robinson. Headed clear. Surely that's it now. The referee still says play on. Back in by Norwood. Right break here for United in the shape of Billy Sharp. Now Ender Stevens towards Sander Berge. QPR headed clear. Back in by Stevens. A shot's in! A deflection! And would you believe it? It's John Egan! Oh my word! The man who deflected Ilias Chair's shot into the net early on redeems himself right at the death, and Sheffield United have rescued a point.
3 minutes gone at the Den in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Bogle will come off the right-hand side. Excellent ball in the box for Ndiaye. Little tip off to Jebison. Quick footwork from Jebison, who strikes. It's blocked. Here's Nord with the corner from the right-hand side towards the back post. Header is stooping from Robinson. Long throw coming here from Robinson. Aimed towards Basham, who nods it goal as it's cleared out and hit over the top of the bar from Doyle. Ball's on the far side, whipped into the area. It's going to come to the back post. Basham is there. Overhead kick towards goal. Here's McAtee, wonderful ball out to the right-hand side. Jebison through one-on-one on goal. Daniel Jebison to score. Brilliant start from him in the game. And Daniel Jebison with a cool and calm finish. And the Blades are ahead in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. 23 gone. Millwall 0. Sheffield United 1. And Ndiaye. Excellent step on the play, and then just weaves away from his man, bursts into the area, pulls it back. Jayden Bogle with the strike. There's a deflection on it as well. It's going to go in the air, in the back of the net. Bogle will celebrate. Wonderful work by Iliman and Ndiaye on the right. Burst past his man, bought it back. Nothing really that Bartosz Bielkowski could do. We've got 9 to the break. It's Millwall 0, Sheffield United 2. 14 on second half. McAtee takes the corner shot into Ndiaye. McAtee back to in the middle. What a strike across goal from the acute angle. That's one off the training pitch. And Ndiaye back to McAtee from an acute angle, takes a blast at goal. Now Norwood into the middle. Robinson forward. I think Jebison might have got the head there. Strong in there from Doyle to win it back, who's had a good game once again. Ender Stevens goes over the top. Billy Sharp will control. Billy Sharp will round the keeper, and Billy Sharp turns it across the middle. It's blocked on the line by Cooper. Bogle down the right-hand side for Sander Berge. Sander Berge will just ghost into the area, brings it back. McAtee with a step over. Here comes Ender Stevens. It's blocked in the middle. Stevens then he's bundled down in the area.
Good to watch, wasn't it? And after the game, Daniel Jebison told us about how he felt about that win against Millwall, and he thought things couldn't really have gone a great deal better.
Yeah, you know, we've been prepping for this the whole week, so all the boys we were ready. Gaffer told us what he expects from us from the beginning, so we just performed just like how he said, so that's why we deserve that win today.
Yeah, dominant, professional. Was that how it felt? That's how it looked?
Yeah, no, really. The standards recently, not even recently, the past few months have been just top everywhere around the building, training. So that's why the boys are just doing so great on the pitch, as you can clearly see. So yeah, I'm proud of everyone.
And to make 6 changes and still, you know, look as good as you did today, I mean, that says a lot about the strength that you've got as a squad.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, everyone that's on the bench has a role to play on the team. They're all ready, so that's why I made those changes to impact the game and keep the lead, clean sheet.
It's been a while since you scored for the Blades and burst onto the scene. Just how good did that moment feel when you were put through?
Yeah, no, I felt very good. You know, every time you score as a striker, you know, it's the best feeling that you could have. But I'm just very grateful that, you know, the gaffer's given me this opportunity to express myself. And I just worked, you know, that's all you got to do. Just work hard, keep working hard. There will be setbacks, which I've had. You know, so you just got to bounce back.
Daniel Jefferson, still only 19 years old. Lovely to see him among the goals. But what were your thoughts, Carl, on that win in the FA Cup and the victory against Millwall?
Yeah, I thought it was
Solid,
brilliant.
wasn't
it was a great result. It was a tough, tricky match to go into because Millwall, they've been in good form and it's a tough place to go. But keeping a clean sheet and creating the amount of chances that we saw there, wonderful. And from the match previously, Jefferson came on and just looked so fresh and looked full of ideas, and he was really trying hard, and he's taken it on and got his chance. So, you know, that's a really good positive from that match.
I better not ask Jack this, but I'll ask you. Is he going to be a bit disappointed not to have been in the starting lineup today?
I think he will be, but he's a young lad, and, you know, he's still learning. So going from, and for me, any striker will want to be starting in this team. You're at home, you're at the top of the table, and you're creating chances. So yeah, he's got to be disappointed, but we need it to spur him on when he gets his chance to come on. You know, if he comes on, he needs to show what he has the last 2 games, and you know, he's following Billy Sharp.
Yeah, sure. And as we said previously, you know, this is about the squad, isn't it? And Daniel showing and coming on and performing as he did do in these appearances, he's shown that he's very much part of that, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, he's had to bide his time. Obviously, he had a niggle and he's worked his way back, and he's got his chance. Obviously, with there being a few injuries with Iliman and Rian, but I think he's took his chance. Unbelievable, especially against Millwall. I thought his movement for the goal was unbelievable, and he's a specimen of a player, and I think he's got a bright future.
He's a big unit, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is big. Yeah.
I should imagine people know about what it is to defend against him, and as he gets older, you know, I mean, at 19, he's still got some growing to do. He's still going to get bigger and stronger from where he is now.
Yeah, 100%, and I think that the loan move to Burton helped him massively, you know, going and experience that men's football, and I think he's come back and he's shown that it's paid off.
What about more standout performances from that Millwall game?
Well, I think Bogle getting back and getting some minutes was massive for us. I just think it was a good solid performance. To keep a clean sheet away there after the run you've been on and your focus is on the league, it's easy to get the 2-0 and then just take your foot off the gas and concede. But the boys' mentality at the moment, you know, as I said, I was at the QPR match, and they found that QPR raised their game so high. Their performance and their work rate was massive, and they deserved to win on the night, QPR. But the boys didn't give in. The mentality is incredible.
No, and the reaction from the team was just brilliant to see, Jack, when they got that late equaliser.
That's it. That's the team spirit that we talk about. I mean, it's all right us talking about it, but you've got to go and show it, and he did. He didn't give up. He's obviously getting the equaliser, but I think for me, the Millwall game, I think I've heard a lot of people say Millwall weren't very good, but I just think we were very good. I think it's a tough place to go. We've struggled there in the past, and it was a very good team performance.
It's never easy to go down there, is it? You know, I mean, everybody. I know it's kind of become a football cliche, but everybody knows it's tough to go to Millwall.
I played there, John. It's very tough.
It's everything about it, though. It's even the changing rooms. The changing rooms are tiny. You have to get changed in the hallway. They just make it so horrible to play there. And fair play to the lads.
I've been there as a fan. That's pretty tough as well, I tell you. That though sets up the 4th round match against Wrexham, and they've got their own little fairy tale, haven't they, with their film star owners and a good 2-1 win against 2-1, wasn't it? Their win against Coventry. So they're going to be buzzing for this one, and it sets up a really interesting match, which is going to be on Sunday, the 29th of January.
Yeah, it will, but I think everyone's focus is on this. You know, we've got to get through this match. We've got Hull also, so let's not get carried away. That's for another day.
I want to get carried away. I want
sorry.
to march on two fronts.
Live the moment, John. Live the moment.
The just going back to that QPR game, that late equaliser, it almost looked as though the reaction of the players, I mean, it almost looked like from that goal, it almost felt like more of a win than saving a point.
Yeah, I mean, QPR is another tough place to go, and you know, it was written in the stars for Eagles to get the equaliser winner after the own goal, and like I said before, fair play to the lads for not giving up and getting that equaliser.
Well, let's take a look at another key man as well, who's played a real big part in Sheffield United's progress, and that's Anel, who really has shown himself to be something special, Carl.
Yeah, he's a one, you know, full credit to the recruitment team because and Jack Lester for having the relationship with him. He's come out of the blue. We weren't aware of him coming, and he's just been so special going forward. He's as important going forward as he is defending. You know, his primary job is as a defender, but he's so effective going forward.
What's your thoughts about him as a player?
The biggest thing for me is his attitude. I watched his press conference yesterday, and Basham's a legend at the club, and he's been here. And when we sign players, they come in to cover Bash. They don't come in to take his place. And he's come in and was like, no, this is my position, and he's just took it with both hands. And that attitude to say that this is my position and to play every week, I think he's unbelievable.
And we had him up here in the studio after one of United's wins earlier in the season, and he really does come across as a very, very likeable young fellow. I should imagine he's popular with the squad. Yeah,
100%. And you know, obviously he's a great kid and off the pitch as well, but you earn your respect on the pitch, and he's certainly done that. I think he's got a bright future. I heard him yesterday saying he wants to win the Premier League, and he's aiming for the stars.
It's I know you're looking to get the best possible players always, but as a manager, you're also looking to find a group of players who gel and play as a unit. And I think that's, you know, from my, you know, it's an outside neutral, in inverted commas, perspective. You know, that's something that Hecky's really done with this team. He seems to have that brilliant squad team ethos developed superbly.
Well, I think they've all got the same mentality. Jack's here, he's a winner, he wants to work hard, and it seems to be everyone, that's their core beliefs there. And I think last January, the manager didn't get many players in, but I think he managed to move certain players who didn't have the same, from the outside looking in, I don't know them, but you know, we've recently seen reports about how Moose has done elsewhere, and those players who don't share the same ideology as the ones have moved on, and it means the manager's working with a great core of players. That's why I think if we do bring in, I'll be surprised if we bring players in this window, because you don't want to risk unsettling what's going on there.
Yeah, and you don't want to be losing people either, looking at it conversely, really. Let's just take a look at the Championship table and see how that looks right now. And I can tell you there that, well, we wondered whether Blackburn were going to be closing up. They're not going to be doing so, because last we heard from Rotherham beating them 3-0. That makes good viewing.
Yeah, it's good viewing. It's because the boys have worked so hard for 26 games. The thing is, you've got to perform now. This next match is about momentum. If you go and get thumped now 4-0, you can go the other way. So
don't say things like that.
No, but as I say, you're looking at 5 games ahead, John. I'm trying to just say keep your feet on the floor.
Keep in the moment.
Focus.
That's the first time I've even seen the league table. Like, it sounds cliche, but the lads are just taking it game by game. You've got to take care of business today and roll into the next game.
Well, it's certainly looking good. I look at it quite a lot, and I'm absolutely delighted every time I take a look there and see United. Well, you'd love to see them top, but so well clear of the pursuing group, and it's down to the the recent form. And as I told you, just one defeat in the last 12 since the middle of October, and we've at last got that Rotherham defeat off that graphic of the last five results. That was back in the 8th of November, so that's fading into the memory banks now. But that looks great, doesn't it? The run that's being put together there, Carl.
Yeah, really good. Great performances, and you know, we know a lot has gone in. There's been a lot of different players who've been involved in that, and they keep the run marching on. So full credit to Hecky and his backroom staff for keep churning out winning and successful teams.
Perhaps a good time at that moment just to look at our matches that are coming up. we've got Hull at home, Friday the 20th of January. That's a 7:45 kickoff. We'll be on air there from 7 o'clock. And then we've got Wrexham the 29th of January. That's an away match, 4:30 p.m. kickoff. And we'll be on air prior to that. And Rotherham, Saturday the 4th of February, 12:30 kickoff. We'll be on air there from 11:30. Well, last season, the two sides met at Bramall Lane, and there were late goals from substitutes Lys Mousset and David McGoldrick that secured the victory.
Stoke in their green shirts, black shorts and green socks. Nick Powell there getting this match underway. Egan goes to the near post, looking for Davies, who gets something on it. Acrobatic effort from Gibbs White. Stevens, that's a good looking ball now for Billy Sharp. Sharp with a deep cross to the back post. And it goes. Gibbs White was half a yard free at the near post there. Couldn't quite climb tall enough. Now Norwood to deliver. Looking for Billy Sharp, what a chance! Gibbs White looking for Ndiaye. Can he wriggle clear? Ndiaye with a strike and another save. Andy Stevens joins the attack for Sheffield United. Final minute of the first half. Stevens gets the cross away, and it's a half chance again. Iliman and Ndiaye think going to be a corner. Berge for the Blades. Sharp is wide, return ball towards Berge's a really good one. Berge's going to get there. Berge across the penalty area somehow. It's kept out. Still alive for Sheffield United. Stevens! Now the space for Stoke all of a sudden. Brown back to goal. He managed to turn. Brown gets the shot away. That's a wonderful goal from Jacob Brown. He only needed half a yard. Struck it low beyond Robin Olsen. Delight for the former Barnsley man. 55 on the clock. It's Blaze 0, Stoke City 1. Nice combination between Sharp and McGoldrick. McGoldrick scores. Mousset! Lys Mousset off the bench, and he equalises for Sheffield United. The build-up play from McGoldrick and Sharp was first class. The finish by Mousset into the top corner. 79 minutes on the clock. Blades 1, Stoke City 1. Bring Stevens into play. A lot more verve about this attack now for Sheffield United. Stevens the cross. Yeah! David McGoldrick, how this game has turned on its head. Low cross from Stevens. Finished by McGoldrick. What a turnaround for Sheffield United. 82.5 minutes gone. Blades 2, Stoke 1.
Good result, that one. And Jack, when you look back at that win last year, Stoke were absolutely flying at that time, weren't they?
Yeah, flying, and you know it's good to see me two of my ex-teammates getting on the score sheet, and Ndiaye and Moose, both top lads, and hopefully the same again tonight.
Well, that's what we hope, and I mean the reaction of the crowd there, they knew it was an important one. That
yeah, it was. I think there was a little spell last season where we were playing catch up, and Stoke were flying, and they came and they gave a good a display. But the boys, you know, did see scoring a winner. It was just wonderful. What a great play, and I'm glad to see he's doing so well over at Derby now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. My brother lives down in Derby, so I know all about the impact that he's having down there. And I can tell you, the Derby County fans absolutely love the bloke, and they can't believe that we let him go.
No, I know. Good luck to him.
No, everyone still loves him at the club. To be honest,
that's right.
Sorry, say again.
Everyone still loves him at the club.
It was great to see that he's moved on, because he was a terrific servant to United.
Unbelievable. One of the best players I've played with.
Really?
Yeah.
That's some tribute. Well, what are we now? Just about half an hour away from kickoff. Take another look at the team news, starting with Sheffield United. 4 changes here, and that's the team that there's going to be here today, Carl.
Yeah, really good, as we say. Excited to see Ndiaye play again. I think everyone is now well aware of what an incredible talent he is. He's not a flash in the pan. He's been consistent throughout the season. And I'm enjoying watching McAtee grow. You know, he's got a real swagger about him now. He looks at the player that we were always told he was, and how you understand why he's so well thought of at Man City. He's just a great talent to watch.
Yeah, I mean, he came over with Doyle, didn't he, earlier in the season, and the way that McAtee's progressed, Jack, terrific.
Unbelievable. We spoke about him on previous shows, and he's a really good kid, and I'm so glad he's doing well. But I want to see more. I think he's that good. He can go to the next level, and I'm open today. He'll put on a top performance.
Well, this is the way that we expect United to line up. This is the formation that's anticipated, Carl.
Yeah, it's frightening. You know, you look at that and you just think if Sander Berge plays to 80% of what we've seen him do before, he could destroy Stoke on his own. You're looking at match winners all round. I'd hate to be playing against that team. Honestly, my hammies are twinging, thinking what a nightmare that would be. Just you got to be proud as a Blade fan at the moment that's a team that we can put out. It's so good. Lovely attacking options as well, which have been, to an extent, I guess, enforced by injury. But I mean, that's a good-looking team. Really good. As I said before, I think playing Bogle and Lowe, you really are going to ask a lot of questions of the opposition. It's really making use of that formation. The spare man should be the wing back, and with Bogle and Lowe, those wing backs can be anywhere on the pitch. You've seen Max Lowe forward, scoring at the right far post. They just get everywhere, and they really ask big questions. But it means that the three centre backs have to be disciplined, have to be aware, because you've got people bombing on. But no, it's exciting for the fans. It's a real attacking lineup. And let's talk a little bit more about Iliman and the way he's performing. What is it now? 9 goals and 7 assists. And when you look at what that adds up to, let's just show you this little graphic. And that sort of involvement and that sort of contribution ranks him among some of the very, very best. It's impressive. Yeah, one of the most impressive things I think is he impacts the game, always has an impact in the game. He's a big game player, and the assist, I think he started to drop into the number 10 now, and he's been unbelievable. I actually don't know what his best position is. He's that good, he can do both. I know we've said before, Carl, as well, he's not just some sort of fancy down who just surfs along on a wave of success. He actually has a real competitive edge. Oh, he's not one of these who just turns up if the going's going well. He's a gritty player. He gets in the thick of it, he works, he tracks back. But what I've loved this season, other than the silky footwork, is his actual strength and his want to actually be in combative tackles and to hold people off. I just think he's so strong and he's so sure of himself. It's been wonderful. And as a fan, I've been coming here for about 1 million years, since I was a little boy standing on the Kop. And that some of those great, Tony Curry was my hero, so that tells you how long I've been coming here. But Iliman's one of those, isn't he? You can imagine young kids coming along, seeing him, and they'll be talking in years to come, about the day they went and saw Iliman and Ndiaye play at the Lane. Yeah, I agree. I think he is the real deal. I think with both players who can do the tricks, and he don't really have an end product. I think he's the full package. He can play number 9, he can play number 10, and assist, goals. I think he is the real deal. And he's one of those who has that real sort of extra bit of excitement, doesn't he? When he gets on the ball, you sort of think, wow, what's going to happen now? Oh, if we're defending a corner and it comes to him on the edge of our box, we now think it's half a chance for him. We're expecting him to run the next 70 yards, beat 5 play, but if he doesn't, then come on, Iliman, come on, that's what you do, pal. The corners right today. That's where we come alive, when we give away a corner. But no, he's a brilliant talent, but within the unit of the team, it's not like we're playing to him. He's fitting into our team, and he knows how important the other 10 players are to him. He's not, getting carried away thinking it's the Iliman show. He's part of a very, very good team. And so far as the squad's concerned, of course, we're at that time of the year when we're talking about possible additions, letting people go maybe. Do you think Hecky will be looking to be bringing new people in? I'm not sure. Obviously, off the back of a couple of injuries we've got, maybe. But I think our squad is certainly strong enough if we did have any additions. But obviously we lost Kedra, which I thought he'd done well when he played in spells, but he obviously didn't get the minutes he wanted, so went elsewhere. But I'm not sure. Obviously that'll be down to Hecky. Yeah, he's going back to Birmingham City, isn't he? Yeah. So it didn't quite work out for him here, but others have really moved on through the season, and hopefully it's going to be enough moving on from here. But so far as today's concerned, Stoke City's recent form doesn't really look too impressive, does it? 2 league defeats in a row coming into today's game, those home losses against Burnley
and against Preston, although I'm told they didn't play too badly.
Yeah, no, but that was the same going against QPR. QPR looked like they couldn't beat a 6-year-old team when we went up there, but they raised their game because they're playing a big scalp in Sheffield United. They're playing against people like Ndiaye, like Kieran Clark. These are well-known, established players who they want to pit themselves against and show how good they are. So, as I say, and the boys, they're not looking at current form. They're looking against the 11 men they're playing against, thinking, well, we're in a battle here and we got to earn the 3 points.
And you know them well enough, and you know the sort of team that he'll set up against you, and it's not going to be easy.
It's not, but no games are in the Championship. I mean, there's a lot of players I've played with in that team: Jags, Lewis Berge, Josh Lawrence and Nick Powell. They're all great individual players, and I think it's just down to Alex Neil to put them in the right system and cause problems.
Alex Neil taking on a 3-year contract when he went to Stoke, was it in August? And he's not had a great win rate since then, so he's going to be certainly wanting to improve on that and wanting to come here and make a bit of a statement.
Of course, he left Sunderland, and the team looked like they were going the right way. You know, it was a big commitment for him to leave, and I know the Coates family, Stoke have all the facilities, they have the funding, everything is there for success. So, you know, this is a season where he'll be trying to get things in the right direction, identify what players are needed, and next season they'll be really pushing. But he'll want to win every match he plays, so it's going to be a tough one for us.
We were looking at the lineup before and talking a little bit, Jack, about the players who maybe we ought to be looking to concentrate on. That's the Stoke lineup, which you see there. Who do you reckon are going to be the standout players that United are going to be having to watch for?
For me, obviously, I'm biased because they're my ex-teammates, but Lewis Berge played with him at England. He's a top player, both-footed. I think he'll try and get on the ball and try and dictate the play, and obviously that's down to Ollie Norwood to do the same for us. And then Nick Powell, obviously everyone knows Nick Powell. He's another great player, and I think if he finds form, he can be a top player in the Championship.
Yeah, and one name which, of course, always stands out there, the number 6, great favourite here, Big Phil Jagielka.
I actually feel bad not mentioning him, because he's actually my mate. But no, Jag's unbelievable career. Fantastic for me when we got promoted to the Premier League. He was always giving me advice, helping me, and I'll always look back on my career and I'll always say Jag's had a massive impact on my first season in the Premier League. And you know, what a top player and top professional.
He keeps confounding people, doesn't he, who sort of say, oh, you know, you can't go on forever, because what is he now, 39, closing in on 40? You know, and yet he still continues producing the performances and getting in the team.
But you've got to remember, in his head, he's still only 16. You know, he is just a fun man. He takes care of his body. He lives, and he's just a great example of what you can achieve if you're focused. And he loves the game.
And while the United faithful aren't going to be wanting to see him produce one of his vintage performances, I think there won't be too many United fans here this afternoon who aren't going to be just that little bit nostalgic and pleased to see him still playing here and down here at the Lane.
He's a massive Blades legend, and you know, let's hope it all starts again in 91 minutes' time in playing well.
So if the unthinkable from a United perspective were to happen, who are the guys from an attacking point of view who could make it happen for Stoke?
I mean, they've got really good individuals all over the pitch. I think it's just down to what system they play. I think we all think they're going to play 3 at the back and match us up, and you know that could cause us problems. But I think it's down to us to pin their wing backs back and make them defend and go face their own goal. And obviously playing Lowy and Bogle will obviously help that with them being so attacking. And I think it's just down to us to stamp our authority on the game and take the 3 points.
Keep talking about Lowe and Bogle. Do you see those really as the key men this afternoon?
Yeah, in that formation, with the way we play, our wing backs are key. You know, they're our extra man. They give an extra option. You know, Lowe making a run up wide left, then takes someone out. You know, it can free something up for Ndiaye. It's a really key position. But for me, with the Blades team, it is, if you can match the opposition's energy and work rate, you'll 9 times out of 10 win the match because you're more talented. I've said it all season, our players are really, really good players. So if we can match what the other team do physically, I believe that we have better players.
Just one little word about Ollie Norwood, 200th appearance this afternoon.
We've spoke about him loads of times. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of him. He's the ultimate professional, never injured, does everything right, and like just unbelievable play. He's probably the best passer I've ever played with.
Really? As good as that?
Yeah, he's just the different sound. When people hit the ball, he just makes a different sound. When he connects with the ball, he is really, honestly, technically the best player I've played with. And
as a striker, he's the sort of bloke who you want behind you, isn't he?
Well, yeah, I would have had a lot of chances if I played with. Whether I would have scored them or not, who knows? But he is wonderful, and he just astounds me. You know, he is so good with the ball. He's got such great vision, but he doesn't half get stuck in as well. You know, he wins the tackle. He breaks stuff up. He's everywhere, and he's our conductor. He's a special talent.
Well, let's hope that Ollie has a great performance this afternoon. Well, following his 200th appearance for the Blades against Millwall, this is another guy who's joined that elite club, and Enda Stevens caught up with Matt Young in an SUTV exclusive.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't actually know it was my 200th appearance until after the game, but I was just glad that it was 200 and I got a win.
Come a long way since that first one, way back in 2017. Plenty of highs and a few lows as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's gone fast, you know. It's when you look back at how long it was, it kind of scares you a bit. But yeah, it's great. It's a great achievement for myself, and it's just good that I've had some success along the way.
You're not the first to have hit 200 this season. There's one or two coming up to that milestone as well. What does that say about Sheffield United over the last 5 or 6 years?
Yeah, it just shows a level of consistency from the club and from the players, and that's what you want. It's what you always want to achieve as a player, and just consistently play games. And for so many of us to have done that here at one club is brilliant.
In that time, you've played for some really good sides, some promotion-winning teams. Where does the current one rate for you?
Obviously, the one that we got promoted in, and then you carry it on through into the first year in the Premier League, which was kind of hampered by COVID. But yeah, I'd say that probably that year, probably the promotion-winning season was something else, because it's not something that many people expected from us. So we surprised a few, and it was good. It was good to do.
There's obviously still a long way to go, but you've seen similar traits in this current side to the one that got promoted that first time.
Yeah, 100%. It's kind of got that same feeling. It's got that close-knit dressing room that we had, and it's like we're all coming together now, and you're seeing a lot of the lads come in, like, you know, the younger lads coming in, and seeing them blossom and what they've become is it's unbelievable, and hopefully it continues.
Was it nice to get a little break from the league last weekend, and what do you make of Stoke as a challenge coming up?
Yeah, obviously, listen, we're back to the league, we're back to the main focus, and that is the league, and we need to look forward to it and concentrate on Stoke. We know we played them. I think they've done us earlier on in the season, so we'll have to do our homework and hopefully get the win.
And looking ahead to the rest of the season, we spoke to one or two players over the last couple of weeks, and they're saying it's just one game at a time. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, I think as every player will say, it's one game at a time, and that's the mentality you need, because if you underestimate opponents, it can be bad news. So we'll just keep focused on it, and hopefully we can get the win.
Well, you know, the years slip by, don't they, Carl? It's 2017 he came on a free from Portsmouth, and, you know, he just keeps on rolling.
Yeah, he's been a massive part of one of the best periods in the club's history. 200 appearances is just brilliant, you know, and I think myself included, we've come to take him for granted. You know, I'm talking about Max Lowe and this, that and the other, but if you want to win a match, you know, you not score 5 goals, he'd be part, because he's so solid and he's been there and done it. He's been a wonderful servant for the club.
And Jack, you talk about, you know, sort of great club men. He's one of them, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, there's always going to be that argument, and obviously Carl loves Lowy, and I'm a bit biased towards Enda because I've played with him for so long and built so many such a good relationship with him, and we had a few arguments on the pitch, but I think he's been a great servant for the football club to get 200 appearances, and at the highest level as well. I think he's a true professional.
Arguments, firm and frank exchanges of views.
He's just a moaner. If you get him on here, he'll probably disagree with me all the time. I said to him yesterday, you need to come on, but no, we had a good relationship. We could tell each other straight, and then we just crack on with it.
And the results over the years, over the matches, there to be seen. You know, great defensive partnerships, just as important as great attacking ones.
Yeah, and he was one of our best players in the Premiership. You know, he stood out and played really well in the Premiership. He's a real legend.
Now, we talked a little bit earlier on about another key player for United this year who had his own press conference to talk about the way it's going, and that's Anel. What a great season he's having, and he discussed playing his new role when he came before the media.
Yeah, it's given me another aspect, another way to play. The more ways I have to play, the more ways I learn. So this role is completely different from the role I had in France, in Sweden, and the more roles I play in, just helps me in my game, makes me better. So like this role has made me better at running with the ball, and made my decisions better, when to go with the ball and when to pass it, when to stay, because to prevent a counter attack or something like that. And it's those things that help me. It's all about decision making in the games, and I think my decision making has gotten better.
You got 2 home games for the next couple of weeks, no midweek matches. Do you feel as a squad that this is a really good opportunity to try and grow that gap to third place?
It gives us more energy, because we don't have to use that energy to play a midweek game. It's going to make us very energetic on the home games that are coming, and I can't wait to just go out there and play.
And before people start thinking I wimped out on pronouncing his surname, I'll give it a go. Ahmedhodzic. But what a great season he's been. What a great signing he's been.
Yeah, out of the blue, as we said, we found out that Jack had kept a contact and a relationship with him. He identified him as one to watch, and just what a signing. He's been brilliant. He's come in, and he said that Bash was key. You know, Bash helped integrate him, you know, which was lovely to hear, and it's just a joy to watch, isn't he, going forward?
I guess you've seen that firsthand. I mean, he's a real baby face, isn't he? He only looks about 12, but he's 23, and he's got so much potential, so much more still to come, you sense.
Yeah, I think if he carries on doing what he's doing, he's going right to the top. I think you've got to be a good player to play ahead of Bash, who's so good in that position, and you know, Anel's took to it with ease, really. So confident on the ball, he's athletic and really good defender, and he's a threat in the opposition box, which has been key as well.
It's one of those kind of football cliches, isn't it? One of the buzzwords. You talk about players with a great engine, but my God, he really has.
Yeah, I think the whole team, they're a very fit bunch, but for me at the start of the season when we went on our run, teams were being overloaded when you had Berge and Anel overloaded in the right wing position. I feared for them, you know. You felt sorry for the people playing on the left-hand side of the opposition, because they couldn't cope with the runs and the overlaps and the skill. You know, really good player. And we're talking about him attacking, defending, his recovery tackles, his positioning. He's been brilliant. And
just a quick word, since you mentioned him in passing there, about Berge back fit, back playing as a key man in midfield this afternoon. It'd be lovely to see one of his real exciting performances.
Yeah, I think we're due one. I think he's starting to find his feet now after his injury, so he's starting to get his fitness back up, and I think today's a perfect opportunity for him to go and put on a masterclass.
He's got he's class, isn't he? When he's on the ball, you sort of think this guy can really play.
Oh, he goes past people effortlessly. You know, when I played, I was like the Tasmanian devil. I was going knocking everything away. He glides round it. You know, I'm going to go round you this way, and he just does it. And they can't combat him. And I think since his injury, we haven't seen the best of him. He's been working hard and he's been helping the team, but we haven't seen him stand out and take a game by the scruff of the neck. I predicted it against QPR and we didn't see it, and I hope it's only a matter of time, because he is a class player.
Smooth, isn't it? I mean, we talk about silky skills. He's somebody who's got them.
Yeah, he's a Rolls Royce. I think the way Carl said, he just glides past people like they're not there. It's like he's playing with kids, and I think if we get him back to his best, I think he'll be a big reason why we get promoted this year.
Carl, we're going to get rid of you for commentary duties before too long, so it's getting round to stick your neck out time. What do you reckon's in store then this afternoon when the action starts at 3?
Mr. Keep in the moment and don't get carried away with yourselves going by 2 clear goals. I just think if our team turn up and the fans turn up and it's all aligned, I just think we could blow them away.
And those guys down the flanks, they're going to be a key.
Oh yeah, the wing backs. If everyone plays well and they acquit themselves, I think we're going to be too strong, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of the wing backs get on the goals.
Well, I hope that it's going to be as exciting and as emphatic as you're suggesting, Carl. You'll be disappearing off to join Matt Young and bring us commentary on the match, and let's hope it's a good one to watch. But before then, we'll now take a little look at the manager's press conference before the game, before the squad was announced, and this is the way that he thought that Stoke would produce the challenge this afternoon. This is the match he anticipated.
I'm expecting a game plan where they're really well organised, trying to stop us and knock us out of our rhythm, but at the same time I'm looking for weaknesses in us and compared with their strengths to hurt us, and I think that's what Alex has done well at in the past. And yeah, so it's like us trying to foresee that and what are they going to be. So yeah, our approach won't change. Like how we approach different shapes played against us, it's just us trying to be one step ahead, so we know that whatever shape's thrown at us or tactic, we know how we deal with it.
You've not lost many games this season. You did at the Bet365. I was there. It was a kind of game to forget in a lot of ways. But what do you remember? What did you kind of learn about your team from that day?
Yeah, it was an under-21 team we put out on it. It's going to be a different team.
Was there anything you kind of took from a player's perspective?
I wouldn't pick that team again. We had to change everything. Personnel, shape, some good bits from it when we went for it. But listen, there are also uncharacteristic things. We conceded 2 from set plays. And that gave them the advantage, So when we missed a chance in the first, so it could have been totally different. But from me on the side and me wanting to be comfortable and me wanting to put a team out that I think is us, it was a long way from it. But it's not to say there weren't good bits in it. And the third goal was a breakaway at them when we're pushing. So yeah, there were positive bits from it in terms of 1 or 2 performances. But it's the only game. I think it's the only game in my time. Where it's not us. We were having to make do, and it's not a good feeling.
Jack, I've seen a lot of managers over the years, and Paul he comes across as a very shrewd man.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable manager. I think the most impressive thing for me is we had a meeting the other day and he was demanding more, and I think that's an unbelievable trait to have. I think he's always expecting more, always demanding more. And yeah, top manager.
What's his style when he gets among the players, when he's delivering those messages? I mean, how inspirational is he? Is he quiet? Is he a shouter? What's the style?
I think a mixture of everything. I think when he needs to shout and tell people, he'll tell them. And I think obviously filling the plays with confidence, like you can see with the young lads coming through.
And as an analyst of opposition strengths and weaknesses, he seems to be very good, and he's got good men alongside him.
100%. The whole staff at the club work so hard. We have meetings all the time, going through clips and of the opposition and how we can hurt them and how they can hurt us. And I think he's diligent in his work in that sense, and it's paying off.
When you look out onto the pitch there, we're seeing live pictures. And what it doesn't show there is that there is a very, very stiff breeze out there. What sort of an impact's that going to have?
I mean, it can have an impact. I think obviously if the breeze is working in your favour, then it's good. But I think the lads just need to be at it from the start and get the crowd off their feet and really take it to them.
Crowd's important, isn't it, always? I mean, we as a fan, I can remember as a young lad when we used to go and stand among those guys on what was terracing in those days. We used to think we were so much a part of it, and the United fans want to bond with the team, and I'm sure the Stoke fans have made the journey over. Well, we're thinking just the same way about them. But how much, as a player, how much does that support really count?
massive. I know people talk about it all the time, but it really does have an impact on the way you play, and especially at home and especially at Bramall Lane in front of the Kop. I think it can be the difference between winning and losing sometimes.
I always think when you're playing towards the Kop, that's when you start thinking, right, here we go. This is when something really special can happen.
Yeah, but there's nothing better than scoring in front of the Kop, and there was times in the Premier League season where you feel like the crowd are like pushing the ball into the back of the net at times, and hopefully we can do the same today.
Well, we've heard what Carl has suggested. He thinks that it could wind up a 2-0 win for United this afternoon. What's the thoughts of you, Jack?
You know what? I'm going to agree with him. I'm going to go 2-0 as well.
2-0.
Yeah.
Any pointers who's going to be on the score sheet?
I don't really care as long as we get the clean sheet and the win. I'm happy with that.
Well, it'd be great to see. We're now only about 3 minutes away from kickoff, so time to set the scene as the players make their way down the tunnel. They're going to be coming onto the pitch very, very soon, so high time we joined our match commentators this afternoon and the voices of Carl Asaba. And first of all, good afternoon to Matt Young.
Thank you very much, John. Well, after booking a place in round 4 of the FA Cup last weekend, it's back to the bread and butter of the Sky Bet Championship promotion race for Paul Heckingbottom's Sheffield United. Alex Neil Stoke there in town looking to do a league double over the Blades, and will also be keen to add further distance between themselves and the Championship's relegation zone. But for United today, the start of back-to-back home fixtures, and United looking to maintain the impressive cushion within the automatic promotion places. Joining me this afternoon, the former Sheffield United and Stoke striker Carl Asaba, and with Blackburn getting thumped by Rotherham just earlier this afternoon, an opportunity now for the Blades to extend that advantage, Carl.
Yeah, for definite. But saying that, the boys won't be thinking that. They'll just be thinking 3 points, concentrate on ours, and that's their mentality this season.